Good morning. Welcome to the Christening of New Jersey, SSN 796. We're going to begin in about 10 minutes. Just want to make you all aware. And once again, thanks so much for coming this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Christening of New Jersey, SSN 796. I'm Jennifer Dunn, Vice President of Communications at Newport News Shipbuilding, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here this morning and to introduce our platform guests. If everyone could please rise as the official party takes its place on the platform. Please welcome Lieutenant Commander Joshua Earls, U.S. Navy Chaplain. Captain Andrew Johnson, Supervisor of Shipbuilding, Newport News. Commander Carlos Otero, Commanding Officer, New Jersey. The Honorable Elaine Loria, 2nd Congressional District, Virginia. Mr. Kevin Graney, President, General Dynamics Electric Boat. Vice Admiral Johnny Wolf, Jr., Director of Strategic Systems Programs. The Honorable Phil Murphy, Governor of New Jersey. The Honorable Donald Norcross, U.S. House of Representatives, 1st Congressional District, New Jersey. The Honorable Bobby Scott, U.S. House of Representatives, 3rd Congressional District, Virginia. The Honorable Jay Stephanie, Acting Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Research, Development, and Acquisition. Admiral Michael Mullen, 17th Chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff. And now, please welcome Newport News Shipbuilding President Jennifer Boykin, who is accompanying New Jersey's sponsor, Dr. Susan DeMarco. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Parade of Colors and the National Anthem. The Parade of Colors is by the NJROTC Color Guard from the Marine Academy of Science and Technology in Sandy Hook, New Jersey. This will be followed by the National Anthem performed by Newport News shipbuilder and Mount Laurel, New Jersey native, Mr. Nicholas Pangatopoulos. Color Guard, parade the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
guard retire the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver today's invocation, please welcome Lieutenant Commander Joshua Earls.
Let us pray. Almighty and most merciful God, we ask that your presence and grace would be upon us today as we christen the next Virginia-class fast attack submarine. As a clear example of the might and prowess of the United States Navy, this boat carries on the proud tradition of the submarine service by honoring the people and heritage of its namesake, the great state of New Jersey. As countless sailors will man the awesome power of this boat, may each and every one of them feel the thanks of a grateful nation as they carry out their mission today and for decades to come. Now I ask to you, dear Lord, that you might protect all those who will serve aboard this boat. May you bless them and keep them. May you make your face to shine upon them. And may you, dear Lord, be gracious to them always. We pray this all in your most holy and precious name. Amen.
Please be seated. And now, please welcome Newport News Shipbuilding President, Ms. Jennifer Boykin.
Good morning. Distinguished platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially our sponsor, Dr. Susan DeMarco. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to Newport News Shipbuilding and to the christening of the Virginia-class submarine, New Jersey. We are so pleased everyone could join us here in person today. I mean, really in person. It's great. I'd like to give a special thanks to Navy Chaplain Commander Joshua Earls for delivering the invocation, and to the New Jersey ROTC Color Guard and the United States Fleet Forces Band for their roles in opening our ceremony with such patriotic spirit. I'd also like to offer my special thanks to our very own Nicholas Panagotopoulos, a fellow Kings Pointer who hails from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, for his fantastic performance in the national anthem. Thank you all. In addition to our platform guests, there are a few people in our audience I'd like to recognize. Our sponsor is joined today by her husband, former Secretary of Homeland Security, Jay Johnson, as well as many friends who have traveled here in support of our sponsor. We're also joined by shipbuilding and Navy leadership, including Chris Kastner, Chief Operating Officer for Huntington Ingalls Industries, former Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Jonathan Greenert, and Vice Admiral Darrell Caudle, soon-to-be Commander of U.S. Fleet Forces Command. We're also joined by Hampton Roads community leaders, including Dr. McKinley Price, Mayor of the great city of Newport News. We'd also like to welcome, let's give them a hand. We'd also like to welcome members of the New Jersey Commissioning Committee who traveled here from the Garden State to be with us today, including Commissioning Committee Chairman Stephen Hutton and Vice Chairman Carlton Hoy. Now, New Jersey might be one of the smaller states, but the pride of its people is mighty and legendary. And I know we have a few more New Jerseyans in our audience, so would all our guests who hail from the great state of New Jersey please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for joining us today. To everyone here today and those watching on our webcast, welcome. For more than a century, we've christened ships here at Newport News Shipbuilding. The christening is a Navy and a shipbuilding tradition that celebrates the hard work and dedication of the women and men who are building this magnificent ship, readying her for the next phase of construction, which includes launch, testing, sea trials, and delivery to our United States Navy. We commemorate these American builders during this challenging time in our nation's history. And while much has happened since March of 2020, it often feels like time is standing still. And we are holding our breath, waiting for a collective sigh and relief so that we can move forward. But then again, milestones like today remind us that we are moving forward as a shipyard, as a community, and as a nation. This is especially true here at Newport News Shipbuilding. SSN 796 is one of 14 Virginia-class submarines and 25 total ships we are building here, working on here at Newport News. And as you may have noticed, we are expanding the construction facility all around us to accommodate future Virginia-class submarines that will be even bigger than the boat we celebrate today. That is moving forward. Accomplishing this noble work is a shipbuilding team that comprises shipbuilders here at Newport News Shipbuilding, our teammates at Electric Boat, and more than 5,000 supplier companies across all 50 states. They all continue to muscle through each challenging day with determination, laser focused on meeting our commitments to the United States Navy. That is moving forward. Evidence of this collective strength stands before you. Her name is New Jersey, SSN 796. She is the 23rd submarine of the Virginia class and the 11th to be delivered by Newport News Shipbuilding. She will also be the first Virginia-class submarine designed for male and female sailors. That is moving forward. New Jersey defines what Made in America means, and that's the best of American pride, patriotism, innovation, and perseverance. In other words, shipbuilders. Would all of our shipbuilders who are here today please stand and be recognized and honored? Thank you all for what you do. Another important teammate in New Jersey's successful construction is her crew. These sailors stand beside us during the build process, and we will continue to work together during testing operations. The relationship we build with our Navy partners is as important as the products that we deliver. Our unique bond reminds us why we do what we do every day, and it inspires us to produce the best ships to meet their needs. Our sailors' lives depend on the quality of our work, and it is a responsibility that we never take lightly. When New Jersey joins the Navy's fleet, she will deliver firepower for freedom, taking with her the skill of her shipbuilders, the spirit of her sponsor, the courage of her commander and crew, and the pride of her fellow New Jerseyans. These characteristics, united, forged, form a strong national defense that defines America, and that is moving forward. Thank you. Speaking of the people behind New Jersey, it is now my honor to introduce our next speaker. He leads the great shipbuilders of Electric Boat, our teammates in the Virginia-class program. Kevin served as a submariner in the United States Navy before becoming a shipbuilder with Electric Boat, and he is an experienced leader and an exceptional partner. Please give a warm Newport News welcome to the president of Electric Boat, Kevin Graney.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the 18,000 men and women of General Dynamics Electric Boat, I'm honored to take part in the christening ceremony of New Jersey, the 23rd ship of the Virginia class. I'd like to recognize our distinguished platform guests and our ship sponsor, Dr. Susan DeMarco. As demonstrated by Susan's many contributions, the ship's force of the future USS New Jersey, their spouses and their families are blessed to have her as a sponsor. I'd also like to recognize the contributions of Commander Carlos Otero, Commander Joseph Spinks before him, and their superb crew, who are advancing the completion of this tremendous submarine. I had the privilege of earning my gold dolphins as a Navy submariner, and I now get to sail Virginia-class submarines on their initial sea trials. This is a shipbuilder's expression of his supreme confidence in the quality of the submarines that we deliver to our Navy. It's also the best job perk I could ever imagine. The technology and the capability of these boats is eye-watering, and I can tell you from my own firsthand experience, the crews sailing them, like the crew of the New Jersey, are the very best our nation has to offer. I know Commander Otero and his team will display their complete dedication to duty and their commitment to excellence in preparing the submarine for sea trials, delivery, and commissioning. Thursday was Veterans Day, the day we honor our service members and remember their achievements. To those who have worn the cloth of our nation, thank you for putting your country ahead of your personal ambitions and for putting your life on hold in the cause of something larger. As a member of the Armed Forces of the United States of America, you have served with a military power that has done more good, shown greater courage, liberated more people, and upheld higher standards of decency and compassion than any other in the world. The shipbuilders of Newport News and Electric Boat, veterans and non-veterans alike, also serve a larger purpose. America's submarine builders give to our nation in a most unique way. This small group, really a precious few, ensure the cause of freedom for more than 330 million Americans and countless others around the globe. Working as a team, they create amazing machines, true technological wonders with capabilities no other country can match. These submarines, which embody years of innovation, sweat, and grit, give our warfighters an unfair advantage. With this ability to win every fight now, future generations of Americans will know peace and freedom long after those of us assembled here today are gone. Shipbuilders, be proud for helping our sailors defend the cause of liberty. I'm so proud as an American and as Electric Boat's representative to share in that collective legacy with you. To you, the men and women whose hard work on the New Jersey has brought us here today, thank you. What you do matters. You're true patriots. America has been described as the great experiment, a work in progress, never perfect, and a beacon to the world because of the freedoms that define our nation. Through hard work and perseverance, you have done your part to ensure the American experiment and the cause of liberty continues. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We are very fortunate to have a strong Virginia delegation that sponsors our industry and our shipbuilders. Our next speaker has been a powerful voice of shipbuilding team for many years. He's currently serving in his 15th term in the U.S. House of Representatives, and we are proud to be located in his district, and we are honored to have him back for the ceremony today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Bobby Scott.
Thank you, President Boykins, and good morning, Newport News Shipbuilding. It's an honor to be here this morning to celebrate the christening of another ship built by the greatest shipbuilders in the world. I'd like to welcome our military leaders, our friends from Electric Boat, Governor Murphy, and I particularly want to welcome my good friend and colleague, Congressman Don Norcross, who serves with me on the Committee on Education and Labor. He is one of the strongest advocates and most effective advocates for workforce development that we have in Congress. Governor Norcross, it's good to see you today. It's also a pleasure to welcome my good friend and colleague and neighbor, Elaine Luria, who works with our other Peninsula Representative Rob Whitman on the Sea Power Subcommittee to make sure that shipbuilding gets the appropriate attention in the defense authorizations bills. Give Elaine a round of applause. And of course, I want to welcome a special welcome to New Jersey's sponsor, Dr. DeMarco. Welcome to Newport News. Now, I have the distinct honor and privilege to represent this proud shipbuilding community in Congress. Shipbuilding runs deep in Hampton Roads, and for the last 135 years, the men and women who work at this shipyard have been providing our Navy with the most advanced, best-built ships in the world. Nuclear submarines and aircraft carriers that are expertly constructed here are vital to our nation's security and to the sailors who serve aboard them. The New Jersey is the 23rd Virginia-class submarine, and like its 22 sister ships, the New Jersey will be critical to ensuring that our Navy is able to maintain its undersea supremacy. This new ship is a fine example of our dedication to maintaining our sovereign ability to sail on the oceans unfettered, to protect the interests of our nation and our allies all over the world. The citizens of the great state of New Jersey can be justifiably proud that this new ship carries the name of the Garden State. Today would not be possible if it were not for the hard work and skilled labor of the shipbuilders here at Newport News Shipbuilding. I know that the global COVID-19 pandemic has made this job more difficult and more stressful as you work to do the work that you do, particularly because the work that you do cannot be accomplished from the comfort of your couch on a Zoom call. So I want to personally thank each and every one of the shipbuilders here in Newport News and in Connecticut for the dedication to your trade. You've always answered the call to construct America's finest ships and maintain and repair them when necessary, and to ensure that our fleet is always ready to face any national defense challenge. New Jersey reflects your professionalism, skill, and dedication to our nation and its Navy. Each of you should be proud of your contribution to the defense of the United States. In closing, I'd like to leave you with a quote from President John F. Kennedy, who once said, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to ensure the survival and success of liberty." Your work, shipbuilders, your work on the New Jersey, especially during these trying times, makes sure that our nation continues to fulfill this important promise. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Scott. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, who is another fellow Kings Pointer, who serves as the Navy's Director for Strategic Systems Program, a position he has held since 2018. Please welcome Vice Admiral Johnny Wolf, Jr.
Good morning. It's an honor to join you to christen this remarkable warship. It's a great day for the United States, the state of New Jersey, the Navy, the submarine force, and our shipbuilding partners who are constructing this vessel. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Governor Murphy, Congresswoman Luria, Congressman Scott and Norcross for your support of the Navy and our shipbuilders. Congressman Norcross, as we've already talked, it was great having you out a couple of months ago on the USS Wyoming as we put her back into service for a successful day, so thank you. Thank you, Secretary Stephanie and Admiral Mullen, for being part of this very special day. I want to offer my personal congratulations to our host, Jennifer Boykin, a fellow Kings Pointer, for the amazing work you and your team are doing here at the shipyard. To the captain and crew of the New Jersey, to our distinguished visitors on and off the platform, and all of you who have come here today, welcome as we christen this submarine, New Jersey. Most importantly, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to our sponsor, Dr. Susan DeMarco, who holds a special place of honor with the Navy and certainly with all of those who will sail on the New Jersey. Thank you, ma'am. When USS New Jersey joins the fleet, she will be our most capable attack submarine with a potent blend of warfare capabilities. She will have unmatched stealth and endurance, a foundation for an array of warfighting capabilities, anti-surface and anti-submarine warfare, strike warfare, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, special operating forces, and mine warfare. No other platform can accomplish this mix of missions while remaining undetected. This is why combatant commanders demand SSNs as a theater asset. New Jersey and her sister ships will fill an ever-increasing need to counter Russia in the Atlantic and China's growing anti-access threats in the Western Pacific. Why is each submarine we build more capable than the one before it? The answer is, it's because our adversaries are working tirelessly to do the same. Innovative work being done by Naval Sea Systems Command and the shipbuilders have reduced the shipyard maintenance requirements for this Virginia Block IV class submarine like New Jersey. Over her years of service, she will deploy many times to the remotest corners of the globe, unassisted, to accomplish missions vital to our national security. The additional deployment capability over her predecessor Block III ships means this: the Navy is getting more bang for the buck as Virginia-class submarines keep getting better and better. New Jersey's not just a weapon of war. She will also play an important diplomatic role. She will visit dozens of foreign ports and host countless numbers of foreign dignitaries as we strengthen our alliances to counter the threats facing peace, freedom, and democracy across our globe. This impressive vessel, a true engineering marvel, is proof of the ironclad relationships between the Navy and our industrial partners who form the backbone of our maritime strength. When she joins the fleet, New Jersey will extend the reach and strength of our force with the ability to respond to great power challenges with the full might of American ingenuity and partnership. I want to extend a special word of thanks to our sailors, those who as plank owners will bring New Jersey to life, and their families. I certainly recognize the extreme demands that submarine service can place on both our sailors and the families of those sailors. And I stand with you with our great nation in gratitude of service. Finally, we can't express our gratitude enough to our veterans, past and present. Thank you for your sacrifices. So, to everyone here, thank you for everything you've done to make this day a reality. Bravo Zulu to all of you, and to the future USS New Jersey. May she always have fair winds and following seas. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Admiral Wolf. Our next speaker is representing the Garden State where he was born and raised. An electrician by trade, he has served New Jersey's 1st District in the U.S. House of Representatives for 7 years. He joined us for the keel laying, and we are happy to have him back here today. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Donald Norcross.
Good morning. Jennifer, thank you for that kind introduction. To my colleagues, Elaine Loria and Bobby Scott, who I serve with, it's great to have you here. And Governor, congratulations on last Tuesday. It's great to have you back here in New Jersey. So here we are. A very special day for New Jersey, but certainly for our country. I've been blessed to serve on both Sea Power and the Committee on Education and Labor, which blends one of the reasons why we're here today. You know, the keel laying, which was over 2 years ago, and then something happened called a pandemic. Remarkably, And thankfully, because of the men and women here, up at Electric Boat, and all those continue to work, put their lives at risk during a pandemic so we could be here today. They deserve a round of applause. This submarine continues a long and storied history in the U.S. Navy. Since 1906, a ship has been named after New Jersey. First, it was the BB-16, battleship which took part in the second occupation of Cuba all the way up through World War I. The next was BB-62, the battleship, the most decorated battleship in the history of the Navy, and we have some folks here from BB-62. Let's give them a round of applause. That literally sits in my backyard on the Delaware River. As we celebrated Veterans Day on that ship, we look behind us and see the crest of the newest nuclear-powered submarine, which pays tribute to the battleship which is in its silhouette. Submarine that keeps this battleship, that keeps this submarine going, firepower for freedom. And certainly the NDAA, which allows us to do what we're doing, to make sure that we continue to do. And I will just make a moment here that in this year's NDAA, we have a new Buy American provision that makes sure that we can do it here in this country. So when the shipyards, whether it's here in Virginia or up in Connecticut, it's critical that we have the next generation of workers that can do the work that you've done today. That everybody working together makes us a stronger nation. As Bobby says, you cannot build this on Zoom from home. And for all of you who came out, we will remember that. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to the sailors, the crew of the sub, and to all naval vessels, the men and women who put our nation first each and every day. It is your honor, your courage, and your commitment that turns these weapon platforms into a vessel of American resolve. May God bless this great crew, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Norcross. Joining us today is Jay Stephanie, who is serving as the Acting Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Research, Development, and Acquisition. His leadership and experience includes executive oversight of all naval shipbuilding programs, major ship conversions, and the modernization and disposal of in-service ships. Please welcome Assistant Secretary Jay Stephanie.
Thank you, Jennifer. To our sponsor, Dr. DeMarco, Governor Murphy, members of Congress, Representative Norcross, Scott, Representative Loria, to our industry partners, Ms. Boykin, Mr. Graney, to our Navy representatives here, Admiral Mullen, Admiral Greenert, Vice Admiral Wolf, and of course the commanding officer and the crew of the future USS New Jersey. To our distinguished guests, and to all who have come to Newport News today to witness the christening of this fantastic ship, good morning. As we celebrate, it is an honor for me to represent and stand before you the 78th Secretary of the Navy, Carlos de Toro, for the christening of the future USS New Jersey, SSN 796. In May of 2015, former Secretary Mabus named this submarine to honor the long-standing history that we have with the Navy, that the state of New Jersey has with the Navy and the submarine force. In fact, more than a century ago, the Navy's first submarine, the USS Holland, was designed and built in New Jersey. This next generation Virginia-class submarine is actually the second Virginia-class submarine to bear the name. The original New Jersey, BB-16, as was previously mentioned, was also a Virginia class. It was a Virginia class battleship, of course, but still part of the Virginia class, and shows that connection between the state of New Jersey and the Commonwealth of Virginia. That original battleship joined the Great White Fleet and circumnavigation of the globe. Ships bearing New Jersey's namesake were built to confront the urgent challenges of the times, and they did with distinction. Secretary Del Toro has called the long-term challenge posed by China the most significant for our department. He is committed to maintaining the U.S. Navy's maritime dominance by building, training, and equipping the world's most powerful naval force. Virginia-class attack submarines like New Jersey already play a critical role in supporting our maritime dominance, and that will continue for decades to come. As the 23rd Virginia-class fast attack submarine, I know the future New Jersey will write her own chapter in the storied history of our Navy. U.S. submarines have no equals at sea. And I am confident that this crew and all that follow will sail her confidently in support of America's interests globally. Shipbuilding, as was mentioned by previous speakers, is truly a team sport. It takes a dedicated Navy and industry team to build our nation's fleet. It takes perseverance, hard work, and attention to detail to meet every milestone in a submarine's construction that allows us to commemorate an event such as today's. 4,000 shipbuilders and many more suppliers around the country have worked on, 4,000 shipbuilders and many suppliers around the country have worked on New Jersey, transforming the steel into this awesome nuclear-powered submarine we are christening today. To the men and women of Newport News and of General Dynamics Electric Boat, but also to Captain Johnson and his supervisor of shipbuilding team here on the waterfront, under the leadership of his project lead, Lieutenant Igo and Mr. Blueball, as well as to the Navy's program office up in Washington, D.C. under Captain Weeks. I know you have all labored tirelessly with your teammates to build this capable warship. I congratulate you and your team on another job well done. To the sponsor, Dr. Susan DeMarco, this christening ceremony marks the formal beginning of a lifelong relationship between you and the crew of New Jersey. Throughout her life, the submarine will have many captains. Countless sailors will walk her decks and stand the watch. But through her life, there will only be one ship sponsor, Dr. DeMarco. So I would like to personally congratulate you and thank you as you join an elite group of women who have sponsored Navy ships. Thank you. Finally, to the crew of the New Jersey, good luck in the days ahead. This submarine beside us is just an unfilled promise without the men and women who will man her and who will serve aboard her and will guide her into and out of harm's way. As you get underway, the legacy of New Jersey and its connections to the submarine force will always sail with you. Every U.S. Navy ship is a sovereign vessel representing America abroad. But this one will bring the Garden State and, of course, its namesake, class namesake, Virginia, wherever it goes. To all who are present today, we are indeed privileged to witness the christening of this exceptional submarine into our Navy. May God bless her, her crew, her sponsor, her namesake, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Stephanie. It is now my pleasure to introduce the next speaker, who hails from and leads the great state of New Jersey as the Garden State's 56th governor. Please welcome Governor Phil Murphy.
Thank you. Oh, what a treat to be here. Good morning, everybody. Honored guests, friends, Jersey friends. honorary Jersey friends like old friend Mike Mullen and Debbie Mullen, fellow Americans. Donald Norcross forgot to say and wants me to say, as you know, in Jersey, we don't pump our gas, we are nuclear powered. I get that? It has been 30 years since the words New Jersey have graced an active Navy vessel. So it is my distinct honor as governor to bear witness as our state's name once again prepares to patrol the oceans in the name of peace and liberty. This is a point of pride for our state, as it would be for any. But as the Jersey folks here know, folks like Tidewater transplantee, the First Lady of the great state of New Jersey, Tammy Murphy's in the house. Susan DeMarco knows this. Jay Johnson knows this. Donald Norcross knows this, and others with us today. They can similarly attest being from New Jersey comes with special meaning. As has been noted, this submarine follows in the wake of two distinguished older sisters. The first, USS New Jersey, part of President Theodore Roosevelt's Great White Fleet, which served with distinction alongside more than 150,000 of her fellow New Jerseyans in the First World War. And then, of course, the second battleship New Jersey, who her first commander, Captain, and later Rear Admiral Carl Holden described as, quote, a lovely lady who will have her angry moments. Now, putting a battleship aside, possibly no truer words have ever been uttered about our state, especially to anyone who's ever been stuck in traffic on the New Jersey Turnpike, but I digress. Anyone who knows New Jersey, or for that matter, has ever been in New Jersey, knows that we are a proud people. We fiercely defend the diverse cultures and rich histories of our state, and we take our strength from both. We are honored that our culture and history is now projected onto this submarine, from the name New Jersey to the Jersey Devil himself. I hope the galley is also properly stocked with Jersey bagels and pizza, and may I suggest a strong soundtrack beginning with the likes of Bruce Springsteen and John Bon Jovi. Nothing wrong with that. That even plays well in the Commonwealth of Virginia. During our state's Veteran Days ceremony 2 days ago, I noted that our state has never shied from service. In times of war and peace, New Jersey has always answered the call. And today we answer the call again. It is my fervent hope that all who serve on this submarine enjoy the same success in their missions as those who graced her namesakes. And as governor, I hereby declare you all in advance honorary New Jerseyans. And I would certainly invite the USS New Jersey and her crew to come and salute her big sister, who sits proudly at ease, as Donald said, in the waters of Camden, New Jersey. We will welcome you all in true New Jersey fashion with open arms. But until then, our entire 9.3 million member family wishes the New Jersey and all her crew Godspeed. And may God continue to bless the great state of New Jersey and the United States of America.
Thank you, Governor Murphy. It is now my honor to introduce today's principal speaker. He is no stranger to Newport News Shipbuilding, and he understands the important role our ships play in both defense and humanitarian aid across the globe. He served as the Chief of Naval Operations from 2005 until 2007, after which he served as the 17th Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a position he held until his retirement in 2011. Please give a warm Newport News welcome to Admiral Michael Mullen.
Thanks, Jennifer. It is great to be back in Newport News and in Hampton Roads, the greatest Navy region in the world. Governor and Mrs. Murphy, Thanks for coming. Thanks for your leadership during incredibly challenging times. It's great to see you here. Secretary Johnson, Jennifer, Representative Scott, Norcross, and Luria, Secretary Stephanie, distinguished guests, and Susan DeMarco, welcome and congratulations. It really is an honor for Deborah and I to be with you today to bear witness to the christening of the next USS New Jersey, SSN 796, the third such ship to bear the name of this great state, which, to remind, was the third state to ratify the Constitution of the United States and the first state to sign the Bill of Rights. And I'll return briefly to the theme these two documents speak to later. Today is a day of gratitude, especially to the 4,000 men and women whose hard work put New Jersey together. You are the best in the world, but we're only 80% there, and New Jersey needs to be the best submarine ever built, and I'm sure it will be. Thanks to General Dynamics and Electric Boat, Huntington Ingalls and Newport News, I'm glad to see the teaming agreement working so well. I was around at the beginning, and it was not a marriage made in heaven on day one. And my colleague, Admiral Greenert, also a former CNO, knows that well as well. Congrats to Jennifer and Kevin and your leadership team. I believe we are at a global inflection point in facing an adversary we have not seen before. An adversary that wants to dominate the world and impose an authoritarian way of life wherever possible. An adversary who believes its time has come. In this ideological battle, our democratic way of life must prevail. And security and our economic, diplomatic, and national security power must ensure that that's the case. The future USS New Jersey will be a critical, some might say the most critical, arrow in our quiver. She will be that vital in winning that ideological battle to preserve our democracy and our way of life. In that regard, let me turn to the sailors who will take her to sea. You and your families are the best our Navy has ever had. Technologically savvy, superbly educated and trained, patriotic and dedicated, your task is to be able to take the New Jersey into harm's way and prevail. You must work relentlessly to make it so. Recent events in our Navy have reminded us of the perilous nature of our work. You must never flinch. You must never fail. We have lost too many young sailors to carelessness, lack of adequate training, poor judgment, and our business, as you know, is unforgiving. To Commander Otero, your XO, and your Cobb, let that never be the case in New Jersey. I said earlier that I believe we are at an inflection point in national security with a dedicated adversary. So too is that the case for our own democracy. That same democracy that so many of us, military and civilian alike, have served much or all of our careers defending and protecting. That same democracy that so many have sacrificed their lives for. That same democracy celebrated in the recognition of service we just highlighted two days ago on Veterans Day. That same democracy that depends on freedom of speech, rule of law, free and fair elections that are acknowledged, the right of every citizen to vote, that same democracy that our forefathers, Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Hamilton, Lincoln, fought and in some cases died for. That same fragile democracy enshrined in our Constitution and Bill of Rights, whose ratification and signing were led by the great state of New Jersey. We cannot stand back and watch it break, and recent events have moved us closer to the breaking point than I ever imagined possible. Our military must always remain apolitical while recognizing each of us, every one of us, must do all we can to make sure we come together and ensure this fragile experiment does not fail. Having just recently finished Ian Toll's 3-volume series on the United States Navy and the war in the Pacific in World War II, I was struck by the contribution of your predecessor, battleship BB-62. In places like Guam, Okinawa, the Philippine Sea, Leyte Gulf, just to name a few. I was moved by the names of Spruance and Halsey, who both broke their flags in her. And I was taken not just by her 19 battle stars, but by the longevity through multiple commissionings, decommissionings from 1943 to 1991. Each time seeking her firepower in another war, from World War II to Korea to Vietnam to Lebanon. The legacy you have to live up to is daunting. I am sure you are up to the challenge. Lastly, to the Johnson family. Mr. Secretary, this is not your day. But we are grateful for the multiple tours you have completed in serving our country. I am particularly mindful of the challenges we face together in the Pentagon, from counterterrorism to don't ask, don't tell. You were a great partner. And I know that the Sea Service blood runs in your family, as your son is now sailing in the Caribbean, as I understand it, on one of our allied ships. He's in the Coast Guard, and I've always said that's an outfit that fights way above its weight. Susan, wow, is this a lucky ship or what? You are going to be you are and will continue to be a great sponsor. I believe for a long time that a ship sponsor can be the heart, soul, and spirit of the ship. I am certain you will be in New Jersey. You represent so much of that in giving back to humanity in your home state. The difference you will make with this crew will be profound. You are an extraordinary woman who gives back, and in so doing makes us all better. So too it will be as you christen this mighty submarine. May God bless you. May God bless this submarine and her crew. May God bless our Navy, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Admiral Mullen. It is now my distinct privilege to welcome our next speaker and today's guest of honor. As a retired dentist, a wife, and mother of two, as you heard, she takes great pride in caring for others. In addition to serving on a number of boards and committees, she volunteers with Catholic Charities New York and helped an international privately funded child care agency, Covenant House, open a residence for mentally ill homeless youth in New Jersey. She has a deep respect for the women and men in uniform and the sacrifices they make to defend our nation, and she shares the pride and sacrifice that comes with being a military parent. I had the pleasure of meeting Susan during the keel-laying ceremony of 2019, and I was so happy to see her again yesterday as we visited the site. Ladies and gentlemen, Please join me in welcoming the sponsor of Virginia-class submarine New Jersey, Dr. Susan DeMarco.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning and welcome to all of you. And I'll make it quick because I know we're all getting blown away and we're a little cold. What a beautiful morning for a christening. It is my great honor to have been selected in 2015 by then Secretary of the Navy, Ray Mabus, to be this ship's sponsor. And here we are. As we celebrate the christening of the USS New Jersey today, I invite all of us to remember our shared future and to dream of the immeasurable possibilities this ship represents for our country and for our world. What strikes me about the New Jersey is her magnitude and strength. For a private citizen like me, her scale is simply staggering. I can't help but think about the shared efforts it took to build her. In fact, I'm told the work is uniquely challenging and needs to be calibrated and executed by thousands of people from every corner of the country. To dream a submarine of this proportion into reality requires imagination and conviction beyond the familiarity of our own lives. To those that built her, shipbuilders, pipe fitters, project managers, structural designers, mechanical engineers, electricians, and yes, even those who operate the food trucks, thank you. Your dedication, your optimism, your innovation led us here. As we christen this extraordinary ship, I would like to extend one prayer for each of her future decades of anticipated service. According to conventional wisdom, as citizens today, we are more divided and disconnected from one another than any time in the last 50 years. But the efforts that went into building the USS New Jersey say otherwise. In order to complete this great ship, there must have been vital partnership and purpose. As a country, we are cooperative and generous, tenacious, and yes, we can work together on exceptional ideas. During her first decade of service, I pray that we remember the forces that bind us together as one community united behind one great purpose. My second prayer: no one feels the weight of these deployments and sustained missions like the families of the crew. Let us recognize them and hold close the unsung contributions that families make. As the mother of a lieutenant in the U.S. Coast Guard, I understand a military's family's doubts and fears. You worry, you obsess, but you carry on. The truth of it is families have to find courage too, and sometimes finding courage is hard, especially when you're lonely and tired. My prayers for the families of the crew of the USS New Jersey. I wish you the sureness of faith and the courage of heart, especially when the challenges are difficult. For my third prayer, I turn to our mighty, mighty crew. I know, moving. You are the eyes, the ears, and the soul of the ship. You understand the complexity of our world, that it is and always has been wild and calm, dangerous and beautiful. You are possessed of mission and fortitude and beyond brave as you inhabit depths of the ocean that would make others of us quiver. The honor is all mine to be considered a lifetime member of your crew. Thank you for having me, and it's with lasting admiration and heartfelt gratitude that I hold you all close. I pray that you always know fair winds and following seas on the splendid USS New Jersey. Lastly, I offer a prayer for the citizens back in my home state of New Jersey. The public servants, the healthcare workers, the volunteers working in shelters and food banks, and teachers, the list goes on. I pray that as the USS New Jersey heads out to sea, we remain proud of the ship that bears our name and always remember our shared strengths. As the sponsor of this ship, I encourage us to remember what we can accomplish when we cooperate and support one another. Let us continue to express appreciation, respect, curiosity, and wonder for one another's ideas. The truth is, we need one another now more than ever. And with that, I say, fare thee well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. DeMarco. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, and I'm very confident that the wind around is a New Jersey spirit from all other New Jerseyans. In just a few minutes, Dr. DeMarco, Admiral Mullen, and New Jersey Commander Carlos Otero will join me as we make our way to the bottle break platform. When we get there, the shipyard whistle will sound, indicating it's time to christen SSN 796. And for those of you who haven't been here before, I say a shipyard whistle, you'll hear something like a tornado siren, but it is the shipyard whistle. Following the christening, we will return to the stage for a special presentation. So without any further ado, let's go christen this Jersey girl.
I christen the United States ship New Jersey. May God bless this submarine and all those who sail her. Here we go.
Congratulations, Dr. DeMarco. And let me just all make sure you know this win had nothing on her swing. Before we conclude, I would like to ask Dr. DeMarco to join me at the podium for a special presentation. And I'd like to invite Virginia class shipbuilding construction supervisor, Dwan Martin, to join us also. We have a very special keepsake to give. We have the christening bottle, or what's left of it, which isn't alive. The bottle is enclosed in a handmade wooden box made by our own shipbuilders in the pattern shop. And this is a memento for the day, and we want to just take a photo here. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. We'd like to ask you all to remain in your seat until the platform guests have exited the stage. In just a few minutes, after we've cleared the area, guests will have the opportunity to go up on the bottle break stand for a photo op of your own. Before we close, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank the christening team responsible for today's awesome celebration. It's great to see everybody here today, and I'm telling you, having this in person, that is moving forward. Thank you again for coming. Have very safe travels back, whether you're traveling the New Jersey Turnpike or one of our bridge and tunnels locally. Be safe and enjoy the rest of your day.